A newborn kitten, 1 day old.
3 newborn kittens.
They now drink cow's milk from a pan, and they can have all the milk that they want. They try to scare each other, but it's only a friendly wrestling match. Ouch! You were brave to fight, kittens. One of them seems to think that Mother's tail is a toy. Now the kittens are ready for a little frolic.
Goodbye, kitten. Now I must take your brother to the postmaster.
His fur stands up on end. What a fierce-looking kitten. Look out, kitten. Now, what will the kitten do? He doesn't run away.
All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to a OTSL silver matchup between Derek Miller and Chris Dolliver, both players in the same division and both 1-0. I'm Jeremy Anders here with Frank Zhang. Frank, how are you doing tonight?
Doing good. I've calmed down from my disastrous defeat from yesterday, so ready to comment on some Twilight Struggle here.
Same, Frank. We got some ops here as the Soviets.
Yeah,
and
we got
3, 4 actually very nice headlines.
Yep, that's what I was just about to say. We got ops and a lot of good headline options. I think I'm going Vietnam here.
So now Chris is thinking this was a friendly, so they'll work this out. Did you say you're going Vietnam, Frank?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's good. It's just, it's never more effective than in the turn 1 headline, right?
Yeah.
I agree with Vietnam.
I could be talking to Nasser.
I could be talking to Nasser too. We're going to do the crazy thing where we try to hold purge and fail and end up playing it for ops. Oh, and Derek went just to 4-5. Right? I didn't even see that until now.
Yeah, I'm generally not a fan of that, but I guess Derek's getting converted.
Yeah, so okay, I didn't see the chat said they are making this the league game, right?
Yeah,
well, we both chose poorly, Frank, but
that's right.
Them's the breaks. All right.
Question is, what is the follow-up here? So you want to get rid of NATO, but you don't necessarily want to just play a lot of ops into Southeast Asia with NATO.
Yeah, I don't hate this. If you had a 2-op, that's what I would do, but we don't have a 2-op, so Truman works out just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, get rid of it before either Comic-Con or Warsaw get evented. Of course, you're hoping Warsaw does not get evented. Holding NATO here.
Yep. Okay, and they did say this is an official game, as we expected.
Yeah.
And so I assume we're going to hold USJ, Frank, or do you think we're spacing it?
I think we
Oh.
might space it.
Opponent goes right for the coup of Thailand, 2-up coup of Thailand and rolls a 5. So this seems like a pretty clear, yep, this thing.
Yeah, this cannot fail. Roll whatever. You hope it was higher than a 1, but that's still fine.
And Derek definitely right there. All right, so if you're Chris, I think you got to get Nop into Pakistan. And then you want to get to be filling France, right? You don't have to spread in the Middle East with it scored.
Yeah.
Bridge. Yeah, this is fine.
Does reveal pretty early on that Chris isn't holding any scorings.
Hmm. Yeah, and Derek will take full advantage of the Vietnam bonus, which I think is just fine.
Yeah.
Would like to see him get into Afghanistan and South Korea here.
Yeah, I do not think we are holding Purge. I think we need those ops.
Naturally. Just never works.
Could be a good time for Chris to space, although with Indonesia being a bit contested, maybe he wants to grab that as well. Oh.
And that blocks Asia Dom.
Do you just jam Purge into Korea?
Um, let's see here. We could do that. I mean, we could just take it back by putting Nasser into. Oh, I don't know about this. He might get off Asia now.
Well, Cambridge, we know he doesn't have Asia.
Oh, duh. Thank you. So never mind. That was fine.
It was fine until Chris events Korean War. It fails and takes South Korea here. But yeah, seeing that USJ was Derek's only space shot, I did see him going to space with that card.
Yeah. And how are we handling CIA?
You hoping Chris doesn't coup with Fidel real quick. I guess we're holding it.
I feel like we would have seen that. So he's going to go ahead and go into Burma, which takes a Dom back and puts some pressure on India. And then I'd like to see Purge do something like poke West Germany and then do something to maintain Asia Dom.
Yeah, potentially let's see what Chris's play is here.
Yeah, there goes D-stall.
Take India, presumably. So it has to be like taking Malaysia and poking Germany.
Well, he's got 2 battlegrounds, so it'd have to be a West Germany and an India poke.
Oh yeah. I don't think the India poke does too much then. I mean, you are threatening a pack flip, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing you could do is you could not do the West Germany poke and just take South Korea. But I like the West Germany poke. He does need to have another 4-op to do this. And I believe the only one, he played NTB, right? I'm not on the ball, right? Yes, he did. So the only one out there is Marshall Plan.
Yeah, I actually do like this play. It forces Chris to use a lot of ops to solve some problems.
Yeah, this is one of those things that may seem kind of inefficient, but actually does do a lot for Derek. And Chris, having played IP War, gave him the ability to just go into those countries, but now Derek can also threaten them.
Yeah.
Oh, in Lebanon. Oh,
Had to take it for triggering the war. Makes sense.
Oh, I suppose. Can we? No, we can't. We've not seen defectors.
I think this is just a Europe headline for me.
Yeah, because we're not going to get down.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
I mean, socialist is great. Just with the factors out there, Europe is just zero risk.
Yeah, I really like dumping Europe because then we can just go ahead. Since we can get mill ops, I just like dumping Europe, and then if this isn't an Asia headline, I like flipping Pakistan on Air One.
Or are you cooing Pakistan with DEFCON 4?
Oh, look at you actually paying attention to the game. Yeah, we could coup it. What, that you need a 3 with the China card? Or Matt's not even around to hear us agreeing to coup Pakistan with the China card.
I think even I guess we need the UN CIA potentially, but a socialist coup of Pakistan might even make sense. Well, with Asia headline now, we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a grab France now.
I think that's what Derek's gonna do, yeah.
It's good headline from Chris.
Yeah, that was the correct play.
Gotta think if Chris had Marshall Plan, he would have headlined that. So probably does not have a 4-op.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So what are we going here?
Yeah, I was thinking about a big swing of Thailand, but with no 4-op, it would have been tough.
Yep, and we have not seen Fidel, so I love just getting rid of CIA here.
Yep. Completely agree.
And then how are we handling UN, Frank? Do you want a UN NORAD or do you want a space NORAD and try to hold UN?
Um,
Oh,
ooh, I think I will end up UNing NORAD
I think
and
with this
spacing
hand,
special.
yeah. Can space special could be, well, we'd have to take Algeria first. I was going to say special could be a 1-op, but
Right.
only
Or
Algeria is
UK
taken.
instead, but I'd rather have the space shot.
Yeah, that's fair. That is maybe I haven't done it in a while, but that's an async mistake I make. I'll give special and then just give my opponent Algeria. Not great. I'm see it immediately after I do it, and I'm very unhappy about it.
Yeah. So this has got to be a play into Angola.
He probably doesn't want to mess around too much with West Germany with Truman gone.
Yeah.
So I would do West Germany, Angola, and you can do
One Egypt.
one Egypt's not bad with Nasser saying. Actually, one Egypt is essential.
Yeah, you'll grab Libya before Derek does.
Yeah, I think West Germany, Egypt, Angola is great.
Oh, no Angola. Wow.
Yeah, so Derek's going to take advantage of that. This could honestly, I mean, you can do Indonesia, but this you could almost put all 4 of these in Africa.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Um, I think the Tunisia, I mean, I get it, but he's just going to take Egypt.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of clean threes for him to take Egypt and Indonesia. I guess you don't have to go Algeria. He doesn't have access. I would almost rather put one in South Africa then. Uh,
That's interesting. I think I like Africa over Malaysia.
yeah, for sure. These two are obvious. That one's okay. And yeah, do South Africa. I like South Africa over Zaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is good. So does Eric.
Now we do need to get up into Zaire still
Oh
more
yeah.
than, but yeah, this is fine. So I think we need a UN NORAD to get some ops into Korea. Maybe two Korea, one Zaire. Use Korean to finish taking Korea and space special.
Yeah, and then we're not getting our mill ops, unfortunately, but I think that's the breaks.
I would sack the Milops. I suppose you could just put two in Korea and hope the war succeeds.
Yeah, and Derek is the one thing we neglected to mention is that he does need presence in the Middle East.
That is true. Yeah, that's a good point. The
You could
good old
also just
Syria
play
presence after getting cooed out of Iraq.
you could also just play Korean War to put two in Korea, and that probably gets you the country.
Yeah.
Delta space. Yeah, and I think you do have to space special now. And I would say not to event, my friend. I agree with Frank that the Milops are unfortunate, but we want to secure South Korea. This is why, I mean, not that Indonesia was a bad choice or anything, but it's going to be very difficult for Derek to actually get a dom in Asia. He basically has to hit an IP war. So I'm just not sure that was that effective. Like that op that's in Indonesia could have ended up in South Korea if we could, because we could have placed into Zaire and then put the Zaire op into Korea.
Yeah. If you at least had a chance to take Korea with the war winning, I would see eventing it being a fine play. But at 1-1, I don't think I would invent the war.
No, I would not.
Usually I would be in panic mode trying to overprotect France as well, but I think it's actually not so important in this situation with Truman.
With Truman gone, yeah. I mean, I also one France, one South Korea isn't bad though. Instead of two South
And
Korea.
kind of knowing Chris doesn't have a 4-op.
Right. I think the cards out there, and my card tracking has been spotty, are Defectors, Containment, Duck, EEU, 5-Year Plan, Marshall, CNS, Romanian, Comic-Con, and De Gaulle.
Okay.
So they're almost all 3 ops or higher. They're basically all 3 ops if we say he doesn't have Marshall, which I agree with you. Okay. Oh, it's a little spicy.
Interesting.
So that is blocked by 2 to Greece. Also wants to get to Libya, which this should stop him from doing. Okay, I like putting Nop in South Korea by the US there. These aren't the right ones, mostly, for Derek. It's nice to see Marshall, I suppose. All right, so five-year plan was played.
And I do think that Portugal play forcing Chris to grab Greece is a fine play, knowing Marshall's out here, because now Marshall is less consequential, even if we do end up eventing it.
Yep, that's a very good point. All right, so I believe Chris has Containment, EEU, Romanian, Comic-Con, and De Gaulle. Although I feel like I must have missed one of those because I have 4 known cards for Derek and 5 for Chris. So I think something's funky here.
Those socialist. Wonder if I would have went Romanian.
Yeah. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. I put Romanian in his hand. It's in our hand. I think this is fine. No. Well, that's an interesting conundrum for Derek.
Yeah.
I think he should still take his coup.
Could duck into South Korea. That's giving a
Wouldn't
lot
take
of...
it though, right? Is Chris putting an app in there? Oh, that's the right roll. So we'll see if Chris just drops the scoring if he has it, which is what he should do, or he might get greedy and take South Korea. Counting on Derek not redrawing the war, which of course we know he has.
I mean, I think that's a worthy risk because there's only something like a 1/3 chance, maybe slightly less, that Derek redrew the war, and a 1/3 chance that the war is successful.
That is very true. Yeah, I would probably take South Korea if I was Chris. Maybe 2 South Korea, 1 Egypt. He's got plenty of ops.
I
I just feel like,
definitely would if I didn't have Asia scoring. I feel like if I did have Asia scoring, I'd be a bit scared of the war.
yeah. He's got, I mean, we know 4 of his cards, and they are all 3 ops. And all guilt-free 3 ops: Containment, EEU, Comic-Con, and De Gaulle. Oh. 2 of his redraws were 4s. Are you just gonna take Libya and Egypt with this? Yeah.
Makes sense.
Our policy is directed not against any country or doctrine, but against hunger, poverty, desperation, and
Chris will
chaos.
take Iraq.
Its purpose should be the revival
Yep.
of a working economy in the world.
But considering how the Middle East looked in the headline phase, this is a good outcome for Derek.
In which free
Oh, yeah.
institutions can exist. Such a system, I am convinced, must not be on a piecemeal basis as various crises develop.
And so Derek will drop the Middle East, and then we'll see what Chris does with South Korea, too. I think if it stays at 2-1, if you're Derek, I think you want to just put AI war into it.
That is willing to assist in the task of recovery will find full cooperation, I am sure, on the part of the United States government. Any government which maneuvers to block the recovery of other countries cannot expect help from us.
Deck is pretty even here, maybe a slight tilt, slight red tint to it.
Hmm.
There's one
The
of
various free 3-ups. Yeah, that's all good.
Yep, so Derek will drop the scoring.
This will probably take Korea and start working on either Mexico or Panama, I suspect.
That makes sense. South Africa, important for both players too.
Yeah, you could grab South Africa as Chris and try to get or tempt Derek to take Botswana, and then maybe you get some mill-ups.
Yeah, Chris just has a ton of ops here. Even if his two unknowns are bad, he's in good shape. So if it were me, I would probably do something like 1 South Korea, 2 South Africa. But I've also noticed in these situations, I tend to value South Africa a little bit more than other folks do. So maybe that's just wrong. I don't know.
So if we're saying that Chris has at least 3 more guilt-free 3-ups, I think I do agree with taking South Africa because we can afford it.
Yep.
And still take Mexico and Panama.
Yeah, and I mean Mexico can wait. Like Derek has no way to get there.
Yep.
All right, this is just auto event. Ah, I would do Korean War.
Maybe Derek's not feeling lucky. I mean, you gotta
It has to
take.
be invented though, doesn't it?
I agree. Yeah.
Okay, well he doesn't have Asia at least,
Yeah.
which I think is what we were thinking, but okay, well he missed. I am guessing Chris is trying to hold containment here.
That would make sense.
That eighth
All right.
op in Poland, you play the Pope twice.
Yeah, Derek is most certainly not getting EU controlled this game.
We're gonna play that back later. He just jinxed it. That would be
Yeah.
impressive though.
Imagine the series of disasters that would have to happen for that EU control to actually play out. That would be insane.
Okay, and there we go. There's South Africa. I like that. Space duck. That's good.
Missing is not so good.
No, but it's an okay shape there. So Chris, I mean, I think we got to go to Mexico. A France poke is kind of, oh, okay.
Yeah, to get access to Algeria, that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's just so beautiful.
Yeah. The old Junta Uruguay coup Panama go ops into Brazil and Argentina AR1.
And you got a 4-op to take both of them too. Yeah, that was a very easy headline choice.
Yes. We'll see if Chris has something good as well to headline. Obviously, there's a ton of good U.S. headlines in the mid-war.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be containment. Also, we only see one blue card here, so.
Yep, you got it.
Containment. Okay, yeah, do that. That's so good. Roll a 5 would be amazing, but that's fine.
Rolling a 5 there would have been almost unfair.
I know, that's just
that would have been like infinite value from that one junta.
But yeah, that junta drastically reshapes the board. I mean, the only way Chris can meaningfully answer that is with the power card of his own now.
Yep. ABM into Brazil is, I think, what you got to do if you have it.
Yep.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing.
I think we're going to try to hold arms race, Frank, or do you think we'll need those ops?
Interesting. Yeah, if we can't get it off, I think holding it makes sense. Space is important. Good observation, Derek. And he does have special to space.
Well, and if he loses it, he can play with fire and get the headline peak on turn 4.
Yeah, that's true as well. That would be playing with fire a lot.
Is the China card, which couldn't possibly be stolen from him.
Of course.
Oh, here I am saying there's only one way to meaningfully contest that, and that'll give Chris a foothold at least, but Derek will still have a comfortable dom.
Yeah.
And he hits the space. Very nice. And honestly, that's a pretty inefficient OAS. The right play from Chris, but that could have been so much worse.
Oh, yeah. If I am Chris, I do want to grab Botswana at this point.
I was just going to say, as Derek started hovering his mouse over it, that South African seems like a priority here. That's actually really sad.
Yeah.
This kind of thing is almost a daily occurrence in Egypt these days.
And good call, Frank.
Very cool.
Colonel Nasser, Egyptian leader and hero of the moment, is mobbed as he tries to make his way through Port Said. The occasion, well, that was simply to hoist the Egyptian.
Yeah, I think the event is still good. Just force Chris to use 2 more ops into Botswana.
Yeah, because I guess if we get mill ops, he gets mill ops. So there's not much point in queuing it. But yeah, I like that too.
I think for now we could just overprotect Brazil and take Angola or something like that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like the overprotecting of Brazil has to happen before the end of the turn, and given that Chris is contained, don't really want him to randomly start jamming it.
Yeah, because we can fix it a couple of times, but not indefinitely. So yeah, Derek's on the same wavelength with you. I'm with you too. Let's do this. This seems great.
Probably see Mexico getting taken. Seems like the next priority.
Mexico seems. Am I crazy to think that we should take some even real lines on Venezuela?
It's not too crazy. Ah, I haven't seen that in a while. The old space of gunmen.
Yeah, holding containment through pays off in spades for Chris. Very nice. Oh, he's gonna use the coup. Don't use that card. You could use
Why,
lads for
why
that.
not lads?
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Okay. Derek craftily roll. Oh,
Oh, that's awkward.
well, and Chris obviously wanted to do containment to dump gunmen, but yeah. I was just saying Derek craftily rolled low enough so that he could get arms race off, but alas.
Yeah, I wonder why I bet I would have headlined containment as well, given the necessity to space gunmen, but wonder if we could have
You can
held
actually come to think of it, you could headline grain and do an AR1 containment too. Or wait, you just said hold it? Yeah, that too. Hmm.
did get okay value from this stealing arms race.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably would have had a more material impact than the headline next turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you get too fancy with this, right? You do two Mexico and then the other two can go okay. Preparing for Fidel is a possibility, yep.
Of might, but the vindication of right. Not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom. Here in this hemisphere.
Yeah, that seems fine. We're not taking an Africa Dom because that will give him Millops, so that's okay. Well, Chris did have some headline choices, but
Yeah.
this has been a nice containment for him.
Priorities for Derek now. Maybe just overprotecting Zaire and Nigeria against CRG.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to do my zany real line idea. Hit him in Venezuela. Like, what are okay? I gotta pull up the chart. Let's see if these are dumb. What are we doing with Romanian? North Korea is something to overprotect, sure. So at even realigns, your odds of removing two with three ops is 65.97%.
Yeah.
But what are we talking about? Mill ops? You can coup there. Okay. Um, well, now you got a secondary target.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an annoying coup.
Yeah, very much so. Okay, Derek right on the money with that.
Going for the
Just
even
going
real.
right for it. And Derek survives. Okay. So can't do much about Asia. This hand's outside of flower power is garbage. Um,
Yeah, no real headline. I mean, I guess it has to be Asia.
I was just gonna say, I mean, it's obviously Summit. You have to headline Summit, but in reality, it's Asia. Yuck.
He doesn't want to do it.
But what else are you gonna? Because like you can't fight it at all.
Yeah, unless just Chris has no ops and you manage to jam into India or something and flip it. But yeah, it would be tough. Voice is not great.
No, but we're begging Chris to take ops out of Asia here. Chris should just ignore this.
This is a voice speaking
I
from America.
think Chris could just take him out of the bottom part of Africa.
Our voices are coming to you
The
from
one
New
in
York.
Cuba makes a lot of
Across
sense
the
too.
Atlantic Ocean
One in
But yeah,
Cuba.
you would need to
where
spend a
they are
full
reading
4
to
to
you in
move
German.
the South Africa pip as well.
Well, actually, I mean, the one in Cuba and then Zaire and Angola is great because then Derek has to, if Derek coups, then you can walk into Angola.
Yeah.
The news may be good.
And if,
Yeah, I think that's the play.
We shall
Yeah.
tell you the truth.
I mean, what else could we see him do? We could see him, I think what we came up with is best. We could see Cuba, Nigeria, and like Argentina. Yeah, he did this. This is good.
Yep.
I think you still take your swing at, I think it's Venezuela. Excuse me. Or is Panama worth it now that you're out of Cuba? Is there anything we can do to walk to Angola? Like we could walk to Angola and poke Venezuela.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
trying
that's
to get
interesting. That's creative. Although I think the response to this from Chris is to just take Venezuela and walk to Zimbabwe. Oh no, that's not true, because then Derek can take Angola and Zaire, because he does have access to both. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Derek has 9 ops the rest of the turn, should he not play China. Derek, also interesting, does have an Africa Dom right now.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely.
What do you think about using the 4 instead of the 3 and doing this, but also putting 1 in Angola? I guess you'd have to use China to follow up to put 1 Zaire and take Venezuela. So maybe that just with how bad this hand is, that doesn't work. Yeah.
Does Coup in Cameroon for Chris make any sense?
He's going to lose Venezuela.
Yeah. I mean, if Chris could see Derek's hand here, maybe it would just be a one Venezuelan put two into Angola.
Hmm.
Then you're at least forcing Derek to essentially use flower power to coup. Probably don't
Yeah.
want to risk a one-up coup on Angola with it being overprotected.
No.
Don't really want to play Camp David before Sadat.
No, but I mean, are we meaningfully contesting Egypt with this hand?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we're spacing Camp David anyway. Hold Sadat.
Yeah, we've seen grain and voice, so. This is crazy. Even with Poland at 8, the Pope and Solidarity combined does break control of the country.
Yeah, it's a 6-op swing, so yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Nixon, is he going to coup Venezuela? No. Oh. I think this is just a.
Yeah, flower power, Angola, Venezuela.
Um. Yeah, so the problem here is if you get Angola flipped, you're all of a sudden dominated in Africa.
That is a problem.
So I think if we were doing this, I would have done 2 Angola and just put 1 into Venezuela. We are out of ops. This might be a China card hand. We need mill ops. We need lots of stuff.
Yeah.
What's the most ops you can remember ever seeing taken off the board in one action? As we're about to see. Yeah, as we're about to see 5 go away from Sadat.
Oh.
I think I saw Truman take out. I don't remember the exact number. It was a long time ago. It was in the 30s, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so huge ops war in West Germany or something like that. Then eventually, in the late war,
We just
treatment doesn't
kept.
work.
I think there was a blockade. Oh, OPEC is. Okay, well, he thankfully doesn't flip. And yeah, do that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I should probably be paying attention to the stream.
Yeah, I don't believe I've seen anywhere close to 30 ops coming off the board in one action.
This was years ago, so it might be one of those fish stories where I'm.
Yeah, even if it was 20.
It was definitely in the 20s. I think I got blockaded, put like two or three ops in, and then we just kept putting in like three ops in, like constantly, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think he got it, and then I poked it, and then I Germaned after like that. It was ridiculous. It was probably a very bad play, quite frankly. So I think we just have the Americas and Southeast Asia to score. Oh, sorry for ops is interesting. But yeah, now this is going to become problematic. What is the... Well, I guess I was going to say, could we take Chile and contest kitchen, but probably not.
Probably not. So are we cooing with Camp David to get Millops?
I was just going to say we want to see Lib Theo, but we're not going to.
That makes more sense why Chris was not rushing into Mexico.
Yeah, I like the realigned shot here.
Oh, he did have ABM. Wow. Didn't use it in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
now it's definitely China.
And I think the fourth one goes up. I guess we haven't seen Allende. I was actually going to say put it in Chile.
I like this.
Yeah, okay. So here's some Twilight Struggle analysis for you, Frank. Brush War is going to be a very important card here.
Usually is.
CNS also still around.
Yep, Chris played that for ops in the early war.
Could be just about as valuable of a CNS as you can get.
Oh yeah, for the three-pointer.
Yeah.
Oh, AR.
We are 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Well, Derek played those cards in the right order. He goes,
Maybe just to prevent Derek from getting Millops is what Chris was thinking.
yeah, I suppose. Maybe thought he was going to get a better card there. But if Derek had done Camp David on AR5, that would have been just a disaster.
Yeah. Whoa!
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Don't see that every day.
What
Yeah,
is this other
evacuate
card?
evacuate Egypt.
Oh, see, that's nice and satisfying.
I would still leave one in Egypt, I think.
Well, he had 5 in there, so he did.
Or I mean, yeah, I guess leave 2 in there
Hmm.
to retain control of the country.
Yeah, 2 Cuba, 2 Chile seems great.
It's good.
And we did get Brush. I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
the play deck is weird about that sometimes.
Oh, interesting. I wasn't paying attention. He didn't submit that?
Yep, it was just automatically moved them forward.
Oh.
This is not as good of a hand as last turn. Although with Brush and Salt, there's still good stuff here.
Yeah, I don't mind. We will bury you to grab Cuba. You could, what else could you do here? You could Brush. It's not a terrible Brezhnev hand. You could space Sadat.
Yeah, that was part of my rationale for actually leaving Egypt controlled, some weird spacing of Sadat situation.
Yeah, that rationale is looking pretty good right now.
He is gonna go for the points.
The points, we can get a nice foothold in Central. I assume we're doing that before we're realigning Venezuela.
Yeah. So are you putting 2 in? So if we had a 4-op, I would say 2 Cuba and both Nicaragua and Haiti. But we will no longer have a 4-op after this headline. So do we just take Cuba or do we use a 3 and put 1 into Haiti as well?
I think I'm just taking it. My problem with that is that he's already shown willingness to realign it even.
Right.
So that's tempting me a little bit to put the op in Haiti.
Yeah, and I don't want to see like a puppets going into both of them. Or although he has access to both anyway. So he could just place ops into Haiti and Nicaragua himself.
Yep. And these are 90-minute games, right?
Yes.
Okay, because otherwise Chris would be behind. Oh.
Well, that got a bit more awkward. Can't event Brezhnev mid-turn though.
Yep.
So I guess now what's the play? Salt to take Cuba?
Oh, that feels so bad, but it might be. I mean, if you're not going to do a mid-turn event of Brezhnev, it should be Brezhnev.
Yeah. I like the flexibility of being able to do it, but obviously I also like the flexibility of salting.
Yeah, like there's so many things we could brush for here. We could do like doing 2 brushes seems phenomenal. You could always grab ABM. What else is in the discard pile?
All the
That's
power
pretty much
cards
it.
are.
The power cards.
Purge,
Okay,
of course.
I think I prefer this, but I understand the rationale for wanting to mid-turn Brezhnev as well.
Colombia, presumably.
It's gotta be. Ooh. let's do that. Oh, there we go.
Wow. I'm a little surprised he went with Sadat right away. I think I would have tried to get one op into Egypt with Sadat.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I agree. You could use Indy Reds there.
Yeah.
Basically anything except nuke subs. Oh, he's going for it again. Yeah, so let's take a couple real line shots now. Or the brush. Yeah, you gotta do one or other. Nice.
It's good.
What your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Yeah, Colombia, very important country right there for Derek for the brush and realigns.
Yeah, and Central America looking a lot, the Americas, I should say, looking a lot better. That D-stall really did help Derek out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd be real interested to know what Chris held through there.
Presumably something like a gunman.
Well, the gunman's gone.
Oh yeah. What's the next worst thing?
I mean, there's Allende, there's Che. Oh, I like that play. That's fun.
Yeah, that causes a lot of problems.
I think I would just take Panama back.
Yeah, Indy rides.
Yeah. Yep. Now, I don't think the only 4-op out there by my count is Muslim.
Yeah.
And Muslim would lose Chris Egypt, so he can't do that. He can't jam into to Panama.
This will probably hurt.
Yep.
And
Oh,
it does hurt very much.
immediately. So what's the secondary target here? Angola is even.
Yeah.
Brazil is -1. Actually, Colombia is the better -1. Might be Colombia, actually. Yeah. Oh, no. So those did not go that well.
I was about to think that Derek should just use Alliance to realign Venezuela.
Hmm.
But yeah, after getting knocked out of Colombia, definitely not.
Yep. Hmm.
Of course, he's grabbing his domination back. Yeah. Yeah, I like realigning with Alliance. Preserve the possibility to space 2 ops.
Yeah, I think that is good, and hopefully we'll get a shot here. I mean, we got 3 scoring sitting out there, some red cards. I don't think Chris has really shown any problems so far. You gotta think there's something out there to bother him, right?
Yeah, you would think.
Yep, and there's one.
Hey.
So let's go. Okay. +2.
Yeah, go for it again.
Very nice.
Realign's working well for both players.
Yeah, so we're just not being cute with this salt, right? It's just ABM. Derek's gonna look. I think it's just ABM.
Thinking thinking also about getting rid of nuke subs given Chris's last two ARs. But yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, I like this. We can take a stab at Pakistan now that we have the China card, assuming we're not having it stolen from us, this very AR. Ooh,
Oh,
very nice. Okay.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him
so there
safely.
was a reshuffle, right?
2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, well, he played Panama Canal. All right, tell me if we've seen any of these cards, Frank. Nixon, Puppets, Astronaut, 5-Year Plan, Shuttle, South America. Oh, what did that say? I missed it. He showed us the screen, but he clicked off it right away. South America, CNS, Olympics, CMC, Che, Quag, and Muslim.
I don't recall seeing any of those.
Yeah, so that's 12 cards. So there wasn't a reshuffle. Derek is way too efficient. Well, okay, there's going to be a reshuffle now. And there goes South America.
Got South America.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not.
So with that, I would coup
what your
Pakistan.
country
Yeah.
can do
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, I like
Ask
this.
what you can do for your country.
Imagine how the Asia turns table if this coup succeeds and the IP war succeeds.
Oh, yeah. And if you roll like crap like that, you can do it again.
With some extra firepower, if you want.
Yep. I did not see all those cards. South America, I saw.
Muslim, Quag, Che.
Okay.
I think it animated faster than usual because it literally triggered the reshuffle right then.
I see. So I believe. Okay, so but he would have drawn the cards first, right? Like it's not funky. Like so, we know that he has Nixon, Puppets, 5-Year Plan, Shuttle, CNS, Olympics, and CMC.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah, I think. Oh, I guess if he coups, we can just flip Pakistan with the China card. So this is good. And he's gonna want a coup, I would think.
Yeah.
Okay, flip that Pakistan. Yeah, do that. Do it.
Yeah, that's great. Level Asia and 50% chance for a dominating Asia.
I think it would be 7-7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I mean, that's still phenomenal. We got it. We can flip Indonesia. We can do all kinds of stuff.
I mean, I guess if it works, yeah, Chris would have to grab Taiwan right away. And then,
Which is
yeah, we could just flip Indonesia.
annoying since we have Formosan in hand and no 3-ops right now to flip. Shut. Oh, okay. Do his own flip. So we know all but one of his cards. So I guess that could certainly be Africa.
One can't do much about it, it looks like.
No, so I would just hit our IP war.
That's fine too.
So we'll deny the Dom and say if you want your Dom, you have to give up Argentina. I mean, he does want that Asia Dom or Africa Dom.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think he might too. Because Chris should be able to know Derek's entire hand, so he should know that Derek doesn't have it. Okay, nice roll.
Not gonna be able to fight this too much longer. Oh.
Oh, so Che was okay, so he doesn't have it, if my card counting is right.
So that was a redraw.
That was a redraw, yeah, because I think he might have gotten rid of that with Asnot, if I'm not mistaken. Did I miss CNS? Because if I have him with CNS in hand, and he should have CNS'd before he spaced. I feel like I've messed something up here, Frank, because this is a man playing like he's got Africa.
Yeah, now we're not fighting it, so just take the IP war.
Matt, missing in action here. He does have, okay, so one of these cards was played.
One of these days you'll perfect your card tracking.
Usually pretty good, but today I'm not really on the ball. Okay, he says 5-year plan and see. Thank you, Derek. So Olympics and Nixon are still around, or not actually in his hand. So then, yeah, so if he had CNS, he should have done that before spacing Che.
It's gonna work out either way because it hit.
Yeah.
The totalitarian world produces backwardness because it does such violence to the spirit,
Okay.
thwarting the
I didn't
human
even see
impulse to
what he did
create,
on his last AR.
to enjoy, to
He
worship.
poked Pakistan and did something else.
Okay. Ortega, you really wanted that to not end up in Derek's hand.
Yeah. It's probably just Purge.
Purge or Missile Envy, yeah. Missile Envy is basically safe.
Yeah, I think. So what's the status of the board here? We're down some VP and it's kind of even, right?
Yeah, let's see. We're getting 10 from South America. Let's give him 2 in Central. I like Missile Envy because you have the opportunity to coup and fix Pakistan, I think. If it hits. Headline Peak, of course, does not help. OPEC is only worth 2 VPs.
Could be important if Chris scores some for the War Games situation.
Yep. Yeah, I think the board is very even if we can take Pakistan back.
Right.
And then we can take a slight lead by flipping Zaire. So it's a tight game. What could we hit with Missile? Well, I mean, he's headlining Cal. Hit NATO, that would be nice.
Okay. Didn't have any way to impact the missile giving.
Ooh, that's a great hit.
Yeah.
So no 4s, and
maybe that was his only 3?
I was going to say that's a terrible 3-op to give. You don't want to do that at all. Wow. I mean, you'll probably get China back if we coup. Assuming he doesn't have a clean 3 to take Pakistan. I mean, you could also do something like 1 Pakistan and poke Zaire.
Yeah.
Or you could flip Zaire and take Pakistan with Purge, but then you're running low on ops. I mean, you could poke somewhere else, but I think Zaire is the most impactful.
I'm fine with just overprotecting it as well.
Well, I'm just trying to take the country and then not get something else cooed, though, you know?
Right.
What does that do?
Levels the Middle East.
Oh, okay. And we just can't do much about war games here. Can space for 1 VP.
Nope. So yeah, we did not comment on the Reagan bombs headline clearly signaling war games.
Yep.
Which is going to be a problem if it exists. But of course it doesn't because Missile Envy.
Okay, well that's not great.
Yeah, that was a roll.
So if we're worried about war games, we just have to space. If we're not, then we're just playing around it, and I would flip Zaire with Purge.
Well, we're not worried about it this turn because we got Hostage Crisis with Missile Envy.
Yes, you're right. Thank you. So I just think flipping Zaire is so many points, right? 2, 6, 2. Be 5 right away, and you'd be 1 country away from Dom.
Yep. Wants the hold Purge.
Oh, I would have rather given an evil empire.
Yeah, what the?
Yeah, we did neither, or at least not a clean one.
Seems like the last thing you would want to give, but all right.
I also do not know. All right, so let's score up the board now. We're at 8 in the Americas, but then cut it in half in Africa, 5. Yeah, Derek's up by like a couple points on the board, point or two. Okay. Well, okay, I would space this turn before CNS. Now we can get, this would be the best CNS I've ever seen.
Yeah.
С праздником всех вас, дорогие товарищи! Пусть он укрепит нас в стремлении сделать все ради возрождения Родины, идти вперед по пути социалистического обновления.
Gambling that Chris does not have another 3-op.
Yeah, and I don't feel that great about that read anymore. I think I would have, if we're going to do that, I think I would have preferred it in Egypt. Okay, because we just don't have that many ops.
Yeah, that's why you would have preferred Egypt.
Well, Egypt also would have required a 4 to fix that and Libya.
Right. Oh,
This
yeah.
South Korea isn't going to get us down. Okay, we're going to get China out of it, so
That's something.
that's pretty good something, yeah. Although you got China out before we could play Formosan, unfortunately. Cambridge. Yeah, this is a good poke with nuke subs. Although honestly, if I'm Chris, I think I still take my coup, assuming he has a playable card to do it with.
Yeah, and hope to fix those next turn.
Well, just Africa is so many. I know it won't score until final scoring, but it's just in that state that Africa can be, right? Where you like one coup can really change a lot. So he's gonna fix. Okay.
I mean, that could make sense too for a Middle East War Games play.
Holy cow.
Yeah, what is going on here?
Okay. Iron Lady.
Home in the small town of Manchester, Maine, has been besieged by reporters, including a correspondent from Russian television.
Muslim is amazing right now. You're getting two battlegrounds of your choice right now. Oh, actually, no, he's got Sudan, so I would take out of Iraq and Saudi. He has no access to those. I mean, AWACS can obviously get you in, but
Yeah, I think that's a headline.
yeah, what else would we be? You definitely
EVM,
will
I'm
have to
sure
play
would be
China.
useful.
Yeah, because what could we ABM? But yeah, Muslim's just deadly here.
And if it goes through, so you have to be careful. We can't just play war games because of Star Wars.
Yep, I was just gonna say that. I think it's an Iron Lady coup of Zaire. So
Iron Lady, Zaire. I was thinking Iron Lady Mexico, maybe. It's unscored.
okay. Oh. Well, what's he doing with this? This could make a muck of things in South America, Asia.
This is a voice speaking from America.
A voice from America at war.
Take two out
Our
of
voices
Algeria.
are
That's
coming to you
annoying.
from New York, across the Atlantic Ocean to London, from where they are relayed to you in Germany.
Today, America has been at war for 79 days.
Daily at this time, we shall speak to you about America and the war. The news may be good or bad. We shall tell you the truth.
Yeah. No matter what it is, it'll be annoying. That's for sure.
I mean, depending on what happens here, you could use duck. That feels painful, though.
But it'll help with the DEF CON suicide situation as well to get one of those out between Duck and Cal.
Yep, that's true. Hey, don't do that one. He's got South Korea. There you go. Good.
So this could be maybe like Iran, Thailand.
Oh, Iran for sure is a great one. Or Iran, Thailand might be best. Yeah.
If I'm Derek, I think that's what I'm most scared of.
But then that can be fixed with duck. And then if we do play duck, we don't necessarily have to play the China card. It's much easier if we do, but we don't have to.
Yeah, that would require us to just hold Nixon in China.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure, if
given that we can score South America and get well out of war games territory, that's fine.
Yeah. I think you got the best VOA. The only other one I could see that I kind of like would be Algeria, but Thailand is just stronger because that gives Dom in an unscored region. He could make Middle East presenceless if he has Middle East scoring in hand.
That's true as well, yeah.
But if he does that, that's very transparent. Then you have to know Derek's fixing that. He does still have CNS, right?
I think so, yeah. About to see a good one.
I have to say, if he CNSs for Space Station, I might give him a standing now. Okay, wait, what did he do that to Thailand? What? You take out of Israel?
What? Thailand, Israel, Panama. Panama?
Oh, that makes no sense to me. We do still need to duck. What could he? Is he gonna Star Wars for VOA again and take out of Panama and Colombia? No, I think he might. That's the only way that makes any sense, right?
Maybe, yeah.
I think I would put one in Panama. You don't have a ton to do with these ops anyway.
Yeah, I might just overprotect Thailand right now and put one off into Panama.
Okay, this is a nice threat though.
Yeah, Europe down.
There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered.
So yeah, even if you assume there's a Star Wars Panama Colombia coming, the Israel is still a bit hard to make sense of.
Yeah, 100%.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing. That's what this film is all about. Duck and cover.
This is an official civil defense film produced in cooperation with the Federal Civil Defense Administration and in consultation with the Safety Commission of the National Education.
So if we're not going to hold Nixon in China, is it better to play China and then also give Nixon and give the two VPs, or is it better to just play Nixon, giving China, but not giving the two VPs?
That's a good question. I think the play is to hold Nixon in China, though.
I think so too. All right, so let's just do this. He blocked Europe down. Yeah, that is great. We got a whole new ball game now. So let's score this up real quick here. All right, so let's see here. I think it's a net of 9 for Derek in the Americas. Goes down to 5. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Hold that calculation.
Ooh. ABM Zaire, I think. Gotta be. I guess you could do Mexico, but I like Zaire.
Yeah, I think I like Zaire too. Take the more sure thing.
Yeah, and it's immediately 5 VPs, right? I think country count would be tied.
I think so.
On the board. Yeah, so like a 2 or a 3 are just so much better if it's Zaire. Like a 4 or 5 is better if it's Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't necessarily urgent. You could just space. Because Africa scored, but this is great. Okay, so never mind. Maybe it should have been Mexico. I still think Zaire was the right call.
Yeah, this is still a lot of value.
Because now, let's be charitable and give him a central dom. So we'll give him 2. We'll say Formosan is very painful. If you play Formosan, I think you just got to put the 2 ops into Taiwan.
Yeah.
So let's give him central dom. So let's say it's 8 in the Americas, 2 more between Africa and Europe. Yeah, so all of a sudden we're in great shape here. Well, that might be a little overstating it, but we're in good shape. You got to grab these wide open Middle East battlegrounds too.
That we do. They are expensive ones though. Israel, Iraq, and Saudi.
Yeah.
С праздником всех вас, дорогие товарищи! Пусть он укрепит нас в стремлении сделать все ради возрождения Родины, идти вперед по пути социалистического обновления.
There it is.
I think at this point he should have just gotten the space station. He should have gone for space station, but that's okay. There we go. I like that.
Seems good.
The commander of the operation has sent the following message. Be pleased to inform Her Majesty that the White Ensign flies alongside the Union Jack in South Georgia.
I mean, so I think the only I would never do this, but I'm gonna throw it out there for devil's advocate. Let's see, special. What's this doing in Africa? I don't know, over there. Okay. We could space Nixon. It's the only but the only DEF CON cards out there are Grain and Star Wars. So we'd have to I guess terrorism would lose us the game. It's a terrible idea, but it's fun. It's good content.
That's awful.
It's good content. We just try really hard to fail that space is what would need to happen.
Oh, wow. You almost did it.
Who's gonna do it? Oh, boy. I mean, you can do that. You just got to hold on to Nixon, too.
Yeah. Maybe he still wants to hold on to war games with the VP situation back at +5. Well,
yeah, I mean, Central would actually get him there.
Right, right.
So that's a very good point.
Oh.
Well, now we can't play war games. That's yep, exactly that.
And now we do have to play China, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Washington, with the Far East the center of world anxiety, President Eisenhower signs a congressional resolution giving him authority to use armed forces in defense of Formosa and other strategic islands.
Okay, I think
very consequential brush war miss.
Oh, huge. Because I think when I scored it up, it was about +10 or so on the board.
Yeah.
So I would just play Nixon and not give up the 2 VPs. Like, what can we be annoying with this? Like, how about a coup in Africa to take down? No, because that's not scored. Or that's already been scored, I mean. That's not great.
There's not much annoyance we can do.
That's not bad. A 4 breaks down. Okay, so I guess that's why he took out of Panama, but this feels like Gunman, right?
Yeah.
And we did that already. Very good. Gunman will also let us see if we can play North Sea Oil or not.
The totalitarian world produces
Yeah, and war games.
because it does such
And war games for sure.
thwarting the human impulse to create, to enjoy.
Yeah, with no way to make a significant VP with this hand. Just one out of Pershing.
Yeah. Some good ops here.
Yeah, I think we saw Special just get played. Was it last turn? So NATO is fine. NORAD will be fine on turn 10, of course. Hey.
That's not fine.
Junta is usually not a good thing to see.
Uh-oh.
Aldrich
he's got
does have
Star Wars.
Does have Star Wars.
We're just, I mean, because he's going to want to hold Star Wars for
VOA.
For VOA, so we're just not playing war games. Unless we can somehow get to Europe down here. Okay, so it's Europe, Ames, UN, Glasnost.
Pretty good hand.
Yeah, this is a great hand. This is gonna be tough for Derek.
I say, as long as this gate is closed, as long as this scar of a wall is permitted to stand, it is not the German question alone that remains open, but the question of freedom for all men.
Yeah, huge Glasnost coup into Nigeria would be very bad for final as well.
Yeah, can we fight in Europe? That's the only. Yep. It's not really.
I mean, even if you get it, like a AR-6 Star Wars and just dumping it with Ames on 7 probably isn't awful.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm just trying to finagle this to where we can use those 4 ops from war games.
Right. It's no good.
Oh, we can space in one small step.
Does that give us anything?
Well, it just ties him on space.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Pershing is nice and annoying.
I see. Or to deactivate Star Wars.
Right. Glasnost is going to give 2 VPs.
Yep.
So that gets it to 6. Europe is 1. So we might be able to play war games here.
Yeah, later on in the turn. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Suddenly looking a bit troublesome for our hometown hero.
Yeah, this is looking pretty tough. So we've got to take a Middle East and then we've got to do something about Central or Asia. And I don't think we can do.
Can't do anything about Central.
Yeah. Yeah, can't do anything at all, really. Except get presents, which we do need a mill up. We had to take our Africa down, too. Lots to do. Yeah, North Sea is unplayable with how good his hand is. UNing.
Glasnost.
Oh. Okay.
It's probably reasonable to not give the 2 points, but a successful coup in Africa would have been pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, now that frees up NORAD.
Is the North American Aerospace Defense Command.
And it's located here at Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
It's an alliance between the United States and Canada to secure the skies over North America.
The command
now there's no more Middle East domination for Derek.
Command and control facility.
No, so let's see. So he's getting 2 out of the Americas.
It truly is an amazing feat of engineering. It is a wonderful.
4 out of Africa. So we're at 6. 5 out of Europe. 11.
Now I have to imagine that'll get fought.
Yeah, although I think he's got to spend 4 ops to do it, at least. Does have to give Brezhnev early. And you can actually give North Sea oil if you think he's going to Aldrich away Europe. Although I guess you can just hold North Sea. Well, Usuri giving him China as a 2 VP swing. That's actually pretty bad. It's one small step to that space spot. Is that worth? No, he's not on that. I was going to say that's 2 VPs, I think, but he's still away from that. Okay, so he's going to spend the 4 ops to fight that. I think Derek should put 2 into check.
Sense.
Because now opponent is actually starting to run out of ops. He wants to play Star Wars. He has to wait on Ames. There's Iran-Iraq war. I don't even think you need to play another op in there. Unless, I mean, he can poke something, but he can do that. Right, like we got to be obnoxious with this. We got to poke something, like maybe in the Middle East.
Russia had swallowed up 8 European countries without firing another shot. Great Britain and
one Panama
protested that these countries
I don't
by threat of force, and that Russia had broken her treaty. But Russia ignored the protest.
Dreaming of breaking that control.
Yeah, I guess with because our opponent has Europe, Star Wars, Ames, Brezhnev, and Iran-Iraq war. Opponent also needs to get mill-ops here at some point.
The Netherlands,
that's true.
The United Kingdom, Norway, Denmark, Italy, Portugal,
so he can't,
Iceland, Canada, and the United States.
Unless he like pokes Greece and puts 1, and he'd have to use Brezhnev to do that.
The treaty members realized that real peace.
So actually, this is better than I thought it was at first. This could actually be pretty annoying from Derek. The problem is he has to
stand together against aggression.
Get out of war games range to use this card to really do this.
Yeah.
What is Finland at? Okay. What can we have to be annoying somewhere. I mean, we can just take, so I think you can give North Sea oil. Yes, this is great. Yeah, opponent has to either give an early Brezhnev, play Ames, which you're not going to do that because that's going to discard Star Wars, play Star Wars now, or just dump Europe. I think he's given an early Brezhnev.
I think so.
He could Star Wars VOA now, I suppose. Take out of Thailand and 2 elsewhere. That would be annoying, but Derek can handle that. Especially because he could play war games then. And Derek might pull this out, which would be pretty impressive. And I don't see how our opponent is getting Millops. Unless maybe with Ames. But then that's his AR7, which is not good. All right, so I'm going to total this up again. 2 from the Americas, 4 more from Africa is 6. Right now, 5 from Europe, which looks pretty strong, is 11. Middle East is 1, so that's 10. Asia was 7. So Derek's up by 3, but we have the China card, so 4. And we're getting Europe, which would put him up by 1, but we've got a Star Wars VOA presumably to come. It's going to be tight.
С праздником всех вас, дорогие товарищи! Пусть он укрепит нас в стремлении сделать все ради возрождения Родины, идти вперед по пути социалистического обновления.
So if this is a Brezhnev play, I guess you just got to put 3 Thailand. It's early Star Wars.
I think we're going to see the VOA, right? Yep. Okay. Okay, and he fights Africa on country count, so that's now.
You just
Și de aceea trebuie să apărăm cu toate forțele integritatea și independența României.
Yeah, so what can we do here? Yeah, I think that's fine. Because
yeah, this is still going to be an early Brezhnev and then a Ames.
Yeah, and again, unless he pokes Greece and fixes Thailand, can't do it. And Derek's considering maybe just jamming Thailand. So what was country count in Africa?
That was my first thought, but I do think getting Africa down back is important right now.
Yes, although, so what are we going to do with the Brezhnev? We can't give you Surrey because that will let him play his 8th action round. So it'll be 1 small step. I think you're right, Frank. I think I like the first plan, but I think I like this one better. And I like poking Thailand. I think that's the most impactful poke. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't see a poke of Finland that often.
But so he's just going to aims here. So, like, to me, that poke of Finland
doesn't do much.
All
Yeah.
that interesting. But, like, what can we do that's better, though? Because he can fix, because he has one more op than us, unfortunately. So I don't know. You know what? I might just take.
Is it
I was
real
gonna say
lines?
take even real lines of Panama, but he can fix that with the 3-op. Yeah, I'm not sure there is either, Derek. Hmm. The problem with this, he can fix anything we do. Because we could just take Hugo. Yeah. Oh. Well, now hold on.
That was a roll.
Yeah, so now we like how about 2 shots at Mexico at -2?
Yeah,
Get
break
one
it.
op out of there. He can't get central control
Good.
back. Oh
Wow.
my!
All right, so now
do Haiti at -2. That's dumb.
I mean, Chris can still poke like Chile though and break control there.
Yeah.
Or poke Iran gives him a Middle East dom, right? I think there's
This is the right choice, yeah. Okay.
yeah, Derek saying there's too much he can do.
On the 21st of February in
Derek needed one more op in
Ames
Panama.
was arrested for spying, along with his wife Rosario, after years
Guess so, yeah.
Actually, Chris's best play might be just a coup of Saharan states here. That gets him his mill ops into nice Africa dom.
That's fair too, yeah.
A sense of things coming
Oh, or that works as well.
but no sense of relief is
Yep.
Yeah.
So a good game comes down to the end there. Derek will fall to 1-1. Chris goes up to, I believe, 2-0. Frank, any final thoughts on this one?
Bit of a tough loss, but we'll see if Derek bounces back later in the season.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. I believe we have a team game for you in the U.S. Cup next Wednesday, and we will see you then. Thank you for watching.